Darren here, bestautodetailingtips.com. This lesson for today, quick little lesson on Meguiars Quik Interior Detailer. And this is going out to you, MNA. Wow, I already forgot, but I have it written down. MN4A15. I have no idea what that means, but this one's for you. So thanks for your question. Point is he wrote in, I'm assuming it's a he. Anyhow, and all you women out there, welcome aboard. I try to make it as understandable based on the way your brain operates, not just men. Anyhow, so I had a previous viewer write in and say, hey Darren, have you ever checked out the Meguiars Interior Quik Detailer? And my answer was no. So I tried it. I love it. And then this other guy, MNA415, yeah. Anyhow, he said, well, Darren, can you do a little video on it? And it's just like, well, what exactly do you want to know? Well, if you're using it, there must be a reason that you've embraced it. So, and it's a valid point. So let me answer the what, the how, and the whys. What? Meguiars, yes again, Meguiars. Why? Because they work. They're very economical, meaning their price point is good for what they deliver. And they're easy to get. Which, by the way, if you want to support my efforts, and thank you in advance, just go to my website. There's always a link in the description box. Anything you purchase through my website, by going to my website first and clicking on the autogeek.net banner, I get a little bit of commission, helps me produce these videos. You can't believe the amount of time it takes. Anyhow, so the what? This is a quick interior detail. How do you use it? Well, how I use it is I use it straight. I do not dilute it. It's meant to be used straight out of the bottle. It's what's called a ready-to-use formulation versus a concentrate that can be diluted down with typically water. This is ready to use. I have a microfiber. This is not a suede microfiber, which if you are familiar with microfibers in general, they come in vast configurations. This is a very thin one. This is the type that you will commonly see when you buy a nice pair of sunglasses or eyeglasses. I will see if I can find a link through Amazon on my website that you can get this type of microfiber as well as AutoGeek. So I use this. I would only recommend using this with a microfiber. Microfibers are the superior choice, hands down, regardless of what you're using it on. Paint, glass, chrome, you name it, interiors, shampooing, whatever. So this particular one I chose because it is even more superior than the traditional microfiber, as in I can wash them. I can actually even use bleach on this, which that's a whole nother subject. And it just does not shed any lint even after I wash it and dry it in the unconventional counter to what the instructions say on microfibers, because they will tell you not to use heat on them. I actually do on these and they still don't shed. So that's the big key factor. So when it comes to black cars, see, everything has trade-offs. So whether it's black paint versus silver paint or white paint, black interior or dark colored interior versus a light colored interior, it's always about trade-offs. So this product, because I do a lot of maintenance detailing, and to me, that's where the money's at. It's easier work, and I emphasize easier, not easy, just easier than a full-blown detail. It's consistent, so you can count on it to a degree. It's reliable. So I do a lot of maintenance detailing. This car particularly, I see once a week. It gets detailed every week. And by detailed, I mean washed. The wheels are detailed inside and out. I'll take you for a little tour in a moment. So when it comes to the interior, okay, so the short answer is this. When it comes to dark interiors, cars that are clean when you show up, basically clean, meaning maintenance detailing. They can be once a week, once a month. I don't know how many of you, that's your world. When you're first starting out, it will not be part of your world as the majority of your world. For my world, it's about 30% of my work is maintenance detailing. So with that, I know that every week I'm going to see this car. So I could go through the standard processes of shampooing it and whatever, but really a lot of it's just dust, especially like this customer. When they drive it, they're like the only person that gets in this car most of the time. So that is about a fourth of the car, if I'm going to simplify it, that they are actually using, getting their greasy hands, and by grease I mean just normal oils from your fingertips and so forth. Let's say it was a woman, they use lotions, makeup, that type of stuff. Some women wash their hands afterwards and make their hands clean before they get in the car. Some women don't, so there's a buildup. This is not designed for that. But what this is perfect and ideal for is the very last thing I got to do is touch up the areas of the car that will show any trace residue. And by residue, that could literally mean anything. Residue from a interior shampoo, an all-purpose cleaner, even water will leave a residue, okay, in the form of little water spots. Everything's going to leave a residue. So how do you fix that? How do you just dust it without going crazy and spending time? Because time is money. So you want to cut to the chase, deliver the results, and move on. So you make the most for your time spent on that car. So this, I have embraced this completely. I now carry it with me. I like always, and this is another little sidebar. There's always forever sidebars, right? Especially when you enter Darren's world. Sorry, but that's just what it is. I like complete understanding. So I like the fact that Meguiars has their own dedicated bottles that are labeled, pre-labeled. Okay, so I put it in this pre-labeled Quik interior detailer. So I simply spray the rag, like I said, no dilution, ready to use. I get this moist. I hate that word, but okay, let's go with damp. I get it damp. Moist ought to just be stricken from the English language. It's just one of those words that I just don't like. Anyhow, so I will now dust this interior, whether it's the door panels, and it could be any material. It's safe and effective on any material for light dusting, removing that layer of dust, because you're not doing any heavy duty cleaning. You're not even doing mild cleaning. Not that it couldn't. I mean, honestly, water is a solvent. And by solvent, I mean it will dissolve and break down certain types of dirts and oils at a level. So it's good. So there's good, better, and best. Okay, so this is better than just using water and then following up with a microfiber to get rid of your watermarks. So this can be used on any material: vinyl, leather, chrome, wood, go down the list. Every car, not every car, I take that back. Every car will have a variety of materials. Not every car will have nice veneer wood or metal, whether it's shiny metal, chrome metal, satin metal, carbon fiber. I mean, I see all kinds of cars from high end to, well, I see some crappy cars, but occasionally. So I dust it. I've finished this car already. And I know many of you say, oh, Darren, why don't you show me the before? Well, because I do this car every week, it would be so anticlimactic. This car, when I'm done, looks like it rolled off the showroom every time. So a lot of this is just dusting. So I've got my microfiber that has been dampened with, you see, and because I'm shooting in HD, it's probably going to show up. There's already a little tiny layer of dust on this. So this is the last, it's like a final inspection for the car. Whether you call it a quick detailer, final inspection, whatever. And I can go over all the wood with it. Once again, it's all about the details. Make sure you get in all these little seams. So I can go over the, I don't know what the official word is. I think in the car magazines they call them the infotainment center now, where typically they're touch screen. Sorry for the glare. So it's safe on all these polycarbonate lenses that can be very delicate and easy to scratch. And that's a combination of the chemical I'm using or choosing the right chemical and choosing the right cloth. You've got this little in here, so it's just ideal for removing that superficial layer of dust and removing the residue that you may or may not get on the wood and materials that will show residue. But because it has to be dusted, use something brush to pass over it. I'm going to a dust brush is only dust it, move the dust fume. Pick up, you can 50% of the vacuum, and you can kind of move it or because it's on the dust. It will actually still collect the dust around in the process. Actually, like the California duster, where it actually picks up the dust. I can go over the car in the areas that I know have not been touched during the week. They've just become dusty. So that is how you use it, or that is how Darren uses it.